Hey everybody, I'm Jesse,
And I'm Addie.
and we just saw A Haunted Mansion. And overall, I thought it was a great film. It was an excellent time. I've heard lots of good things about it, some mixed bag reviews about it, but overall, myself, I found this to be a really great time. Um, I thought it felt like just riding through an actual, like, real life haunted house, which was pretty interesting. Love the vibes, love the colors. My favorite thing right off the bat was that like we just visited New Orleans. What is it now? Like a
Yeah.
month ago.
Yeah, about a month ago.
And this, if you haven't already seen the trailers, takes place in New Orleans. So that was super fun.
Yeah.
Just knowing the spots and that you've stood there before was super fun. And she's told me this for years because I've never really traveled and she has. And she's always told me how like the more I love movies, right? So it's like the more that I travel, she's like the more you're gonna see these spots in movies, and you're gonna be like, oh my god, I've been there. So that was one of my favorite things. Just the theme and the vibe, the whole New Orleans thing going on.
Yeah, I agree. It was a fun time. It kind of gave like Casper vibes. I don't want to give anything away, but it was similar in humor. I'm not sure that there was very much a friendly ghost, but it was similar humor, wholesome fun, and it seems like it's a movie for all ages.
Yeah, definitely. One thing that I've heard a lot of people been saying is that it's a good gateway horror film for children because this is the kind of film I like. I'm not a big horror buff. I do love more like sci-fi creature flicks than I do just flat out horror. Um, and so these are the kind of films I like because it's super lighthearted. There is your occasional jump scare, but it's a jump scare that's, I guess you could say, suitable for kids. There's not a deep pause and silence and then bam, like your traditional jump scare. That's
Mhm.
more of like there might be a pause or silence and then there is the jump scare, but without that note in the back,
Yeah.
that loud
Yeah,
thump
they
or
don't have the loud
something.
music or
Yeah,
anything. It's just enough to like startle you a little
to
bit.
give you a little spook, but it's suitable for all ages. So it's like uh, feel free to bring any child into this. No one's gonna get terribly frightened, but it's super fun. It's a great film. It gave me, like I said, big Scooby Doo vibes. It could easily, if you replace the characters, it could easily be a Scooby Doo without an unmasking at the end. Um, but I love that. The other thing was just as I was watching this whole thing about how it was nice, and I told her as soon as we got out of the film that it's nice that it's nothing like the original. I don't know if this was intended to be a rehash, like a remake or a sequel or prequel to the Eddie Murphy one. I haven't really searched that up, but it's nothing like it. It's a whole new original story, which is nice, because we have seen a lot of sequels and prequels these past couple years. Nostalgia has been the
Yeah.
one thing that's like really hitting the box office. And although this is kind of hitting on that, it does have basically the same name. I think the other one's called A Haunted Mansion, and this one's called Haunted Mansion. So they knocked down the A, but overall original script, fun time, fun story. All the actors in it are great. It's fun seeing Danny DeVito in a role again. I feel like I haven't seen Danny in forever in
He
a
is Danny
film.
DeVito in every role, so he was just himself.
It was just so fun. It's chock full of jokes, of cheesiness, but never I was like, oh my gosh, like it was fun cheesiness. I don't know. I'm critics have kind of been smashing it online, but if you just ignore all the buzz about it, just go watch it. I think it's a great fun time at the movies. It's
Yeah,
a
yeah, I agree.
simple story, fun time. Um, it also has some deeper sentiment to it as well.
Hmm.
You've got different senses to
Emotions.
understanding, yeah,
Yeah.
and dealing with grief. Um, that's something that I feel if I were a parent watching this would give me like a good sense of how to talk to my child when it comes to understanding grief.
Yeah, I think they did a good job at like portraying different heavy emotions across different ages. Don't want to spoil too much.
But yeah, I mean, it's a good time. There's scares, there's laughs. I don't think there's much else to be said about it. I think they knocked it out of the park. Nothing too crazy. And another just flat out good thing about it was there's just no cliffhanger ending, no
You're not left with suspense.
there is no post-credit scene or anything like that. So it's not necessarily setting up any sequel, prequel,
New
or
universe.
yeah. I mean, I feel like there could possibly be a universe. Like it's like, oh, a haunted mansion in Austin, a haunted mansion in New York, or something, and just have a different cast every time. That's how I feel they could go about it if they wanted to, but they don't necessarily set something up right off the bat. Uh, but yeah, overall, like I mentioned, I thought it was a great time. I gave it a solid 8 out of 10. I mean, it might have its flaws if we look too deep into it. There is some CG that it's not. It's Disney CG, I would say.
Yeah.
But
it's not its best.
yeah, but I would say it's like you walk into this film kind of expecting that. Like I expect for it to be like a child friendly movie, so I wouldn't expect hyper realistic CG where it's like these gruesome characters or anything like that. It's just simplistic Disney, nothing too crazy. But yeah, solid 8 out of 10. Good time at the movies, definitely worth a watch. Yeah, what did you think?
I give it a 6 out of 10. Scary movies and Halloween movies are not my favorite type. But I also thought the plot could have used a little bit more work. It was cheesy and it was funny, and they did tell the story from point A to point B and whatnot. But I feel like they could have used some more explanations, or they could have expanded a couple of certain scenes, and it would have helped bring the movie like a little bit more full circle. But still a good watch. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like it was a bit of a simplistic plot,
Yeah.
but it's also, I mean, I guess considering it's just a children's movie,
Yeah,
in the
and
grand
it is
scheme
a
of
Disney
things, it's
movie.
easy.
Yeah.
It's easy to follow. There's nothing too crazy going on. You're there. I feel like you're just there to laugh. But yeah, I feel like you're just. I can already like I don't know throughout the entire movie. I was kind of just picturing like the rides that Disney's gonna come up.
Oh yeah.
For
Oh
this.
yeah. You can even see that at the beginning. I think they like did a little clip or something, a preview, and there was people on a roller coaster.
Was there?
I vaguely remember that.
I don't remember. Oh yeah, but I don't know. There's scenes when they do a thing, and there's like a color shift in the environment, and it was just giving me like big Halloween vibes. And I'm a sucker for Halloween. And I just love the color scheme that they use.
Yeah, if they're releasing this movie this early in the year, I'm sure it's to build some hype for something that they're gonna do at one of their parks or something.
Yeah, I mean, expect to see a lot of the theming in Disney parks.
Yeah.
Related and revolving around kind of this movie. But yeah, that'll be cool. Maybe that'll give us an incentive to go to Disney.
Say less.
But yeah, cool. Those were our thoughts. Yeah, I don't think I have any other closing statements for that. Overall, solid film. If you've seen Haunted House or going to watch it, let us know what you think or are expecting down in the comments below.